Hello, welcome back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back, Douglas. Got some bad news for the viewers, though, haven't we?
What's the bad news?
Didn't manage to get the tip from Mr. McKinley.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do that next week. I was at Cambridge on Wednesday for the first polytrack meeting ever in New Zealand. I think it's the first meeting ever at Cambridge. And lots of people asked me. They were saying they were looking forward to Mr. McKinley's tip.
I'll try to get it next week.
So next week, we'll try and nail him down, because people are sick of my tips.
Last week, Hasbro won at New Plymouth.
He did, great win. Led the whole way, ran strongly, never looked like being beaten. And I was the one that last week, remember I said, a bit worried about the heavy track and whether the Easter handicap had taken something out of him. Clearly it hadn't. He won really well. Had a really good preparation. He goes to the paddock now and he'll come back and be set for the $230,000 Group 2 Copeland's Bakeries Mile at Riccarton in November.
Monica Star was victorious on the Gold Coast.
Super win. She was 18 lengths off the leader at the 900, came from last, charged through the middle, got a couple of bumps, picked up and went again. Won really, really well. We'll talk about her again a little bit later on. She's entered for the Broodmare sale next week, but she now may possibly be withdrawn and we may wait and see what happens with her. We may push on a bit longer.
This week, on Saturday at Awapuni Race 7, we have Rock Island Line.
Two lovely warm-up runs for fifth, hitting the line well. You can see the video, we watched the video now of his last run where the track was a dead four, was a bit too good for him, but he still got home well from back in the field. Slightly awkward draw. Ryan Elliott's won him before. He takes the ride. There he'll strike a slow track which will suit him. The distance suits, and he's a good chance. He's a really good each way chance on Saturday, third up.
At Tarapa Race 6, we have Starry Beale.
Very good run last start at Hastings, hitting the line hard. It's the right grade. He's got the right distance. He's won at Tarapa before a couple of times. Awkward draw, but that's all right. He usually gets back a little bit, so he will. Only question mark is the track conditions. Slow 8 as we film this. Hopefully he gets back into the dead range. The better the track gets, the more of a chance he is. And I tell you what, I think he is a Cups winner in the making next season.
Race 8 is Raposa Repeater.
Second last start at Hawke's Bay. He just got to the front and the horse came up the rail that had done no work and beat him by a nose. And he may have got to the front and just thought his job was done and not seen that horse on the rail. So we've put blinkers on him. His favourite distance, we've got a claimer on him dropping 2 kilos to 59.5. Terrible barrier draw, 14 to 14, so he'll get back. It'll depend on how much work he's got to make up, but he's certainly capable of being right in the finish. Again, better track conditions will suit him, and he'll go for a break after this run.
And race 9 is Make Time. Rhymes.
Fresh Up surprised us a little bit. He won, and won well, Fresh Up. We thought he might have just needed it. He's got another very good barrier draw of 2. He doesn't mind wet track, so the track conditions won't be a concern. The 1400 metres suits him down to the ground. The only question mark we probably have is he hasn't performed all that good at Tarapa before. He's only gone fair there. So that's a little question mark. But other than that, he should be right in the finish. He looks a really, really good each way beat.
At Gold Coast Race 3, where we have Monofasa.
So she won last week, as we talked about.
Exciting.
Yeah, exciting. And so we'll back her up this week. There's an 1800 metre race. She goes up a grade, but only carries 54.5 kilos. It's only a 6-horse field. She's got the outside barrier draw, as they give most of our horses. So she'll probably get back and be last again. The problem in a race like this is if there's no speed, the leaders kick and win, and so there needs to be a little bit of speed. So it'll be interesting, but she's certainly capable of winning this again and winning 2 races in a week.
At Roseville Race 3, we have Wairere Falls.
Oh, and I was just going to say, post that, we'll make decisions about her future, about whether she's sold or not, but I think we're definitely strongly leaning towards carrying on with her for the rest of the preparation. Wairere Falls, Fresh Up. At Roseville, $125,000 Saturday race, nice barrier draw. Tommy Berry on board, 1500, probably 1400 fresh up would be better than 1500, but he's fit enough. He tends to just sort of get, he'll probably get midfield, I would say, relaxed, and he should be hitting the line hard. Tommy Berry's probably the best jockey at the meeting on Saturday, and he'll run really well fresh up. He runs well fresh.
Race 7 is Elward.
So Elward raced last week, and he didn't finish the race off at Doomben, and we were considering retiring him. Speaking with Chris, he felt that he keeps striking wet tracks, and the jockeys are saying he feels great, he's travelling really well in his races, but he can't let down the wet tracks. He got a wet track again last week. So he really wanted to try, Chris really wanted to try him on a firm track again before we make the decision to retire him or not. And so there's a race at Rosal, so he travels down, he should strike a good 4 track. J Ford rides, he drops in weight, he's got a nice barrier draw, should get lovely run, and this will determine whether it's his last race he retires or whether he presses on. So it's going to be interesting. So striking a good track, he should be able to sprint hard, and would love to see him win. He's been a mighty warrior.
Race 9 is Mubidas.
Muba is second up. He was third up at his first start. He goes in second up. He's got a nice barrier draw. Tommy Berry rides, which is great. He'll probably settle, I think, sort of midfieldish with a bit of cover. We don't want to be on the fence with him, be one off. He likes a bit of space, so we'll probably get him out into the clear, turning for home, and give him room to let down, and he's come back really well, and he'll let down well. He's a nice each-way chance.
And then on Sunday at Sandown, race 7, we have Logan Street Lion.
Very promising horse, awkward barrier draw, about 10. We're dropping back in distance with this horse. We think he's going to be a 2,000 metre plus horse, but he's just travelling so hard in his races, we want to teach him to relax. So the idea is we come back to 1,300 metres where the pace is on. It's a 3-year-old race. It means he has to get off the bit. He has to relax. The tempo will suit him. And at Sandown, they go uphill, up the straight, and that should suit him as well. So the distance is short of his best, but he's a talented horse, and he'll be savaging the line.
Now we move on to Bet of the Week, everyone's favourite segment. And this Bet of the Week at Doomben on Saturday, race 7, is Zaki.
Yeah, so Zaki was very, very good winning the Hollandale last start. I was surprised they opened him up at about $2.60. I thought he'd be about $2. I understand he's improved from that win, and he wouldn't have to improve much. It is a strong field going into the race this week. There's a couple of horses from the Sir Dragon A Mugatu who've come to the Queen Elizabeth. But he's had that run under his belt, Zaki, and he looks like he's getting better all the time. I think if you can get anything over about $2.20 on him, I think he's really, really good. I think put him in all your multis and back him outright to win. So, Bet of the Week is
Zaki.
Thank you, Douglas. And that wraps up Tube Talk.
Well, we will all see you next week. Bye.
Good punting.
Monofasa Heathrow, and Pythia's dropped out to the rear. Honourable Spirit headed wide. Palaszczuk came to the outside, joined the leader. Hannah from Havana stuck to the inside, and now Achieve Victory coming down the outside with all ours closer in. Palaszczuk hit the front. 200 metres out. Achieve Victory went after Palaszczuk. Edinburgh and Monofasa have burst through. Edinburgh, Monofasa get to Achieve Victory. Monofasa from last goes home too well, wins.